Good evening, everyone. This is Bill Breeden, and welcome to Constellation Tour number 17. Tonight we're going to go over a late summer, early fall constellation, Aquila the Eagle. Now, do we pronounce it Aquila or Aquila? I don't really know, so I'm going to go with Aquila because that's how I've always pronounced it. So Aquila is a northern celestial hemisphere constellation, although it does straddle the celestial equator. So we have Stellarium set up here tonight for early September, September the 7th at 8:35 p.m. Now Aquila is visible, or it's best viewed from August through October. So we have our date set up here for early September, and we have it set for St. Louis, Missouri, at a latitude of 38 degrees. So let's talk about how to find Aquila the Eagle. Luckily, its bright star, Altair, is one of the 3 stars of the summer triangle. So let's find that. Now, in early September, the summer triangle in the evening is really high up in the sky. So we're facing east here. So let's look up until we see the summer triangle. And it's pretty obvious here. Here's Vega, here's Deneb, and here is Altair. Now, how do you know which is which? I still sometimes get confused. We have Stellarium set up here simulating a suburban sky with moderate light pollution. So Vega is the brightest of the 3. So that's pretty easy to pick out. Now, if you look at the triangle, see one of the stars is farther away. So that would be Altair. So that leaves this one to be Deneb. So you have Vega, Deneb, and Altair. So let's turn on our constellation lines. And you can see that the 3 stars of the summer triangle are actually parts of 3 different constellations. Vega here is part of Lyra, and Deneb here is part of Cygnus, and Altair over here is part of Aquila. So that's what you're going to use to locate Aquila the Eagle. We'll go ahead and move this over here and look in that direction. And let's turn on our mythical figures. And you can see here Aquila is shown here with the mythical figure of an eagle. Let's turn the lines on. You can see Altair here is part of the eagle's neck, and these stars here form the wings, and this is the body down to the tail. Aquila is not nearly as easy to picture as a bird in the sky as Cygnus is. With Cygnus you can see here the Northern Cross, and it's easy to see this as a bird. Or Aquila here's Altair, is a little harder to make out. I guess here are the wings, and here's the bird. Let's turn that on again. Yeah, I was kind of close. So these 3 stars here kind of make up the neck here, this part of the bird. And then these fainter stars are the wings. And then if you go this direction, that forms the body down to the tail. So Aquila has two stars that are of interest to us tonight. And let's start with the bright one, Altair itself. Altair is the alpha star. It's Alpha Aquilae, and its magnitude is 0.7. So it's one of the brightest stars in the night sky, and its distance from Earth is about 16 light years. So as stars in the night sky go, Altair is one of the nearer ones. For any viewers that are 16 years old, that starlight left Altair about the time you were born. So it's a pretty young, it's a pretty nearby star. It is listed here as a double star. I don't think I've ever been able to split it. We can try it. Let's take a look at Altair through the finder scope. It's really kind of a pretty gold color. Let's see what it looks like through a 13mm Naqular eyepiece. Just looks like a bright star here with some nearby companions. It's actually kind of an attractive field. Not sure we're splitting Altair itself, but it really is. It's an attractive grouping of stars. Okay, we've got one other star we want to take a look at, and that's Eta Aquilae, and it's listed here as a variable star. I don't think there are any well-known double stars in Aquila, so let's go ahead and move to a dark site. And let's put our constellation lines up here again. You can see Aquila does include a lot of the Milky Way here, including some of these dark dust lanes. So there should be some really pretty star fields within Aquila. Now, if you look at the boundaries, of Aquila, Aquila is actually a pretty large constellation. Here's Altair here, and it's actually bound by several really small constellations. You have Sagitta here, you have Delphinus, and over here you have just a little part of Aquarius. It shares a border with Capricornus and Sagittarius, and it shares a border with Scutum and part of Serpens and Ophiuchus. And even here, borders a little bit of Hercules. So Aquila's kind of wedged in here, bordering several constellations. So let's take a look at Eta Aquilae. And it's listed here as a variable star, so it's not a double star. It does have Eta Aquilae is also known, or Eta Aquilae, I can't pronounce it, is also known for having a relatively high proper motion. Let's go ahead and look at it through the finder. And since we don't have a lot of objects to look at in Aquila, let's talk a little bit about proper motion. This gives us a chance to talk about proper motion. Eta Aquilae here is listed with a proper motion of 11.8 milliarcseconds per year towards position angle 134.7 degrees. So what does all that mean? Well, first of all, you have to understand what proper motion is. Let's zoom back out here to naked eye view. And it's well known that the stars in the sky generally don't move relative to each other. You have the planets, which of course move noticeably from night to night. But the stars in the sky, I mean, they rise and set, but relative to each other, they stay in the same positions. So what is proper motion then? Let's go back and concentrate on Eta Aquila again. What proper motion means is that this particular star will actually very, very slowly change positions in the sky. It will actually appear over the passing of many, many years, decades, even centuries. It will appear to change positions very slowly in the sky. So your descendants, hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years from now, will look up in the night sky, and all of these other stars will be in the same place. But Eta Aquilae will appear to have shifted relative to the other stars nearby. So that's the concept of proper motion. And when you see the rate of proper motion here, for example, 11.8 milliarc seconds per year, that's a very slow rate, but it's enough to be recorded, measured, and followed over the course of time. Astronomers also know that stars that have a higher proper motion are closer to us. That's why they appear to shift in the sky. They're close enough to us where their movement through the galaxy is actually noticeable over a period of time. The other stars are so far away that their motion we haven't been able to pick it up. So that's the concept of proper motion. There are several stars in the night sky that have a high proper motion that are well known. For example, Barnard's star, that's one of the closest stars to us, and it's well known. If you look at Barnard's star on a star chart, some star charts actually show you, where it was 100 years ago, where it is now, and where it will be 100 years from now. And it'll be plotted as a line on a star chart rather than a dot. So that's the concept of proper motion. So there are no Messier objects, and there are no notable NGC objects in Aquila that are bright enough for my review tonight. So this concludes my tour of Aquila the Eagle. Good night and good seeing.